basically, we're all donating. He's getting all the credit, but we're all getting pressured into donating in front of, hundreds of thousands of people.
Bro, I got a text about threatening illegal. Try it, bro. Please try it. I swear, bro, I'm begging. Because the motherfuckers that threatened to push legal today, I will win.
Adin Ross asked MrBeast where the wells were. His response was to threaten legal action for defamation. That sequence, the question, and then the lawsuit, is where this story ends. But to understand why it matters, you have to understand where it started. And where it started is with an observation that has been sitting in the back of the internet's mind for a long time now, getting louder every time something like this happens. People like MrBeast as a channel. Nobody says they like Jimmy as a person. Those are the same human beings. And the Team Water situation is the moment that gap became something you could point to with documented evidence rather than just a feeling. In August 2025, Jimmy Donaldson launched Team Water, a charity to raise money for clean drinking water in Africa by building wells. The cause is real. People do die without access to clean water. This is not a video about disputing that. And Jynxzi himself was clear on this point when he spoke about it.
2 hours was one of the most uncomfortable, weird streams of all time, bro. Basically, this is all this stream was, bro. The epitome of the stream was basically just MrBeast pressuring people into donating to Team Water, which is a great cause. But at the end of the day, let's be honest, chat. If Team Water raises, $100 million, who gets the credit for it, bro? Who's gonna make the tweet and say, oh, this is Team Water and we raised this amount of money? Who gets all the credit for this, chat? MrBeast. Exactly. So basically, we're all donating. He's getting all the credit, but we're all getting pressured into donating in front of, hundreds of thousands of people. When you combine all the streams, you're talking 200,000 people are watching this live. And at the end of the day, I kind of thought about it, and it's like, well, at the end of the day, it goes to a good cause, so I don't really care. It goes to a good cause. But that's all this stream is, bro. This is one of the, this stream was just excruciating, bro. Okay.
The man.
And every time somebody would join the call, bro, it was just
What Jynxzi was identifying months before anyone else in his position was willing to say it out loud was something about the method, about how the $40 million was raised, about the specific structure of what MrBeast built, and why that structure was not a fundraiser. It was a trap. What MrBeast did was get a large group of major streamers and creators on a live group call. The streamers included Cenat, XQC, Jynxzi, Adin Ross, Asmongold, and Logan Paul. He then called them out individually by name in front of combined audiences of hundreds of thousands of viewers and asked them on the spot whether they wanted to donate money to stop people dying of thirst. Read that sentence again slowly. He asked them in public in front of massive live audiences whether they wanted to help stop people dying of thirst.
We know you got a lot of that.
Hey!
What is this?
Hey, Asmin! Big fan!
Hey, what's going on? Hi, hello, hi guys.
What's up, dude?
Hey, man.
Hey.
So there's this, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Jimmy, MrBeast.
Yeah.
There's this charity thing called Team Water, where every dollar donated is a year of clean water for someone in need. And, we're trying to raise money to get people clean water all around the world. It's, a big thing. People die from it. And we were just curious. Your friends here were saying you were a very generous soul.
Are you really gonna do this shit? I fucking did the McDonald's drive-thru and it's gonna happen to me? Oh my god. Oh, you trying to get me? Just fucking give me a number. Just give me a number, Jimmy.
All right, so
That is not a question you can say no to. And that was the entire point. He built a situation where the only socially and professionally safe answer was yes, and where saying no or even hesitating carried immediate public consequences. He knew these creators could not refuse him live without it damaging their image. He used that knowledge deliberately, and the stream was structured around it from the beginning. Asmongold was randomly dropped into the group call with no warning, no context, no advance notice. He was placed in front of a massive live audience and immediately asked whether he wanted to help people dying without clean water. That is the version of events that actually happened. And even Logan Paul, who by any reasonable standard is not someone with a reputation for discomfort, looked at what was happening and said on the stream itself that they were putting people on the spot.
It is tough, guys. You're putting people on the spot.
Nah.
Hey, they put me on the spot too, man. And now I'm broke.
Yeah, okay. What the fuck?
When Logan Paul is the one in the room raising a concern about coercive fundraising, you have gone somewhere that nobody planned for. Logan's discomfort in that moment was visible and genuine, and it tells you something important about what the atmosphere in that call actually felt like for the people in it. Cenat was the biggest victim of the entire situation. He did not donate. He did not make a scene about it. He did not post a long explanation. He simply did not give money, and the internet attacked him for it for weeks. He was called a hypocrite because he runs large subathon streams where regular fans send him money, yet he would not donate to MrBeast's charity. That framing went viral, and MrBeast made it significantly worse. On a separate stream with XQC and Adin Ross, he and others were cracking jokes about Kai for not donating, which poured fuel on what was already a burning situation and sent the hate directed at Kai spiraling far beyond what it needed to be. Looking back at it now, the picture is completely different. Kai was right. A tweet with over 6,000 likes said it precisely. They called Cenat crazy for not letting MrBeast peer pressure him into donating. And the thing is, that tweet captured something the broader conversation had been avoiding. Kai's refusal was the cleanest possible test of the system MrBeast had built. He did not make a statement. He did not argue about credit. He simply said no with his wallet and his silence. And the system responded by attacking him publicly for weeks, while MrBeast's own stream added more fuel. That is not what happens after a reasonable charitable fundraiser. That is what happens after a pressure mechanism fails to extract the desired outcome. Kai was the person who made the pressure visible by refusing to respond to it, and he paid for that visibility with weeks of public hate. That is the context Jynxzi was operating in when he spoke out. He described those 2 hours as one of the most uncomfortable streams he had ever been part of. He was direct about both things that bothered him, and he separated them clearly. The first was the pressure itself. Every time someone new joined the call, it was the same pattern. A person being called out in front of a combined live audience of approximately 200,000 people and asked whether they wanted to help stop children dying of thirst. He said this clearly on stream, and his exact words are the most important part of his position. The second thing Jynxzi identified was the credit question, and this is the part that MrBeast's eventual response completely failed to address. Jynxzi was not saying the donors got no credit in the moment. He was saying that in 5 years, nobody is associating those streamers with building wells in Africa. The charity is called Team Water. The name on the Guinness World Record is MrBeast. The brand recognition belongs to MrBeast. The legacy belongs to MrBeast. The donors got a clip that aged into irrelevance. MrBeast got the permanent association with one of the largest charitable fundraisers in streaming history. Those are not the same thing. And Jynxzi's point was specifically about the long-term ownership of the credit rather than the short-term visibility of the moment. He ended his statement the way he always ends his honest observations, by acknowledging the good cause exists before returning to the problem. It goes to a good cause, so I don't really care. But that's all the stream was. It was just excruciating. MrBeast saw the clip circulating and responded on Twitter. He said the streamers did get credit because the stream had hundreds of thousands of viewers and the clips got millions of views, and that he did not feel bad for asking multimillionaires to help people dying without clean water. I want to be precise about this response because it requires some honest evaluation. He is not entirely wrong in the narrow technical sense. People did see those donations happen. The clips did circulate. In the moment, the donors were visible. However, his response misses Jynxzi's actual argument so completely that it is hard to read it as an honest engagement with what was said. The question was never about who saw it in the moment. The question was who owns Team Water? Who gets the Guinness World Record? Whose name is on the charity? In 5 years, who does history associate with building wells in Africa from this fundraiser? The answer to all of those questions is MrBeast. His Twitter response addressed the short-term visibility question that Jynxzi was not asking and ignored the long-term legacy question that he was. Multiple people noticed immediately. The replies pointed out that he was dodging the actual argument by addressing a different one. His response proved Jynxzi's point more than it refuted it. I keep returning to the credit question specifically because it reveals something about how this whole operation was designed. MrBeast is a person who has made an enormous amount of money from the specific brand identity of being generous. That brand is worth something separate from the generosity itself. When he runs a charity fundraiser, the brand benefits regardless of the outcome, and it benefits more when the fundraiser is large, public, and associated with his name than when it is small, quiet, and associated with nobody in particular. The financial incentive to make Team Water enormous and public and attached to his name is not incidental to the charity. It is the primary driver of how the charity was structured. The cause is real. The mechanism that built it is the asset he was actually protecting. And Jynxzi identified that months before anyone else in his position was willing to say it. He was ignored, and then, slowly, everyone came around. Nearly a year after Team Water raised approximately $40 million, nobody has seen the wells. That sentence should not be as complicated as it has become. A charity raised $40 million to build wells in Africa. Either the wells wells exist or they do not. If they exist, there should be footage, documentation, coordinates, receipts, something concrete and verifiable that the public or the people who donated can look at and confirm. Nearly a year later, there is none of that. What exists instead is a website that describes the outcome as 40 million years of clean water. And that phrase is the first thing that deserves to be examined carefully before anything else in this story. 40 million years of clean water is not a measure of impact. It is a marketing phrase. It sounds enormous because it is designed to sound enormous. What it actually communicates is this: 40 million person years of water access have been purchased, which could mean 40 million people each have 1 year of water, which could also mean 1 million people each have 40 years of water, which could also mean 100 people each have 400,000 years of water. The phrase tells you nothing specific about how many wells were built, where they are, who is using them, or whether a single person in Africa has had access to clean water as a direct result of this fundraiser. It is a number that was chosen because it is large and because it cannot be easily interrogated without doing the kind of arithmetic that most casual viewers will not stop to do. Saying 40 million years of clean water sounds far more impressive than saying 40 million people get 1 year of access. It is technically the same calculation. One version is a charitable outcome. The other is a marketing slogan. There is also a structural detail about Team Water that the broader conversation has almost entirely missed. Team Water is not a registered charity. It is a collaborative fundraiser. That distinction has significant legal consequences. A registered charity has legal obligations to report its finances publicly: salaries, operational costs, how much of each donated dollar reaches the stated cause. A collaborative fundraiser does not. It can do whatever it wants with the money as long as the main stated goal is accomplished in some form. In theory, that could mean building a single well, describing it as the goal being fulfilled, and facing no legal obligation to explain where the remaining $39,900,000 and some dollars went. Nobody is proving that is what happened, but the absence of legal reporting obligations means the public may never know with any certainty unless someone inside the organization chooses to release that information voluntarily. The silence does not prove wrongdoing. It also does not make the silence easier to explain. I think about the people who donated to this, not the streamers who were pressured on a call, the regular viewers who watched those streams and sent money because a creator they trusted was participating in something that looked real and good and urgent. Those people gave money to stop people dying of thirst. They deserve to know whether the wells exist. They deserve a map with locations. They deserve photographs. They deserve the kind of documentation that a small streamer with 500 Twitch followers showed his community after raising $3,000 for a local animal shelter. Receipts, photographs, footage of new dog beds and cat toys and the animals using them. That streamer showed proof without anyone asking. Team Water raised $40 million and has shown nothing comparable to that. The scale of the fundraiser and the scale of the accountability are not proportional. They are not even in the same category. Adin Ross was the person who said this out loud first, and he said it in the bluntest possible way. Nearly a year after the fundraiser, he went live and asked where the proof of the wells was. He rejected the website framing immediately.
And if there's videos and pictures of the wells being built and shit, that's different. So where are they? This does not fucking count. This is something you see in a fucking textbook at school. What the fuck, dude? No. Where is it? Where is it? It's 41 million years of water. I know I'll probably get texts and calls, but I don't care. This is a shit show. And I got fucked. From my opinion, I did. Don't care my perspective, I did. It was a great stream, I don't take that back. But could have been done better. Also, fuck that. No, hell no, I'm gonna say some shit. I was a condom. I was put on a dick, fuck, threw the condom off. That's me. Throw it in the trash. Said I was gonna be in the videos where everyone's streamer setups were built, all this, that. Never happened. Never fucking happened. Why? Because sometimes I say things and I'm just authentic. Every single streamer has weird ass allegations, but Adin Ross is the controversial figure. I'm the fucked up guy, right? When I'm open about everything. Me and my friend group, we show you guys everything, but I'm the fucked up guy. Saikuna, that Asian person, just got caught being a serial cheater. I saw that. And all these guys are all fucked up. But the one thing you'll know about me is I'm fucked up, but I shit when I'm fucked up. These guys don't have backbones, they're pussies. All of them.
He had been told he would be in videos showing the wells being rebuilt. He had promoted the event. He had used his platform and his network of creators to pressure people into donating. And nearly a year later, he was sitting there asking the same question as everyone else with no answer available. What Adin did after that is genuinely worth acknowledging, regardless of how you feel about him as a person. He apologized, not to MrBeast, to every streamer and public figure he had personally pressured into donating.
And I apologize to every streamer that or every single public figure that I pressured. And I'm sorry to them. And Jimmy, I will apologize to you if you show the proof of the water. It's been almost a year, and I've said this. You don't even have to do it to me. Do it for the people that are saying it's fake, where the water. Please. I've spoken to many people. That's it. That's it. You could shut everybody the fuck up by doing that. I'm sorry to the people that got pressured. I'm sorry about that. Everybody. I was in the wrong. Looking back, I was in the wrong, and I'm taking accountability fully. I'm not folding. No. I'm apologizing to people that I pressured from my network to donate, because that's not right. That's the truth. I feel bad doing that. That's what I'm apologizing for.
He privately texted Jynxzi before going public with it. And then, on stream, he said the thing that the whole situation had been building toward. Jynxzi was right. Anybody who thinks he is not right is incorrect.
I don't think MrBeast gets the point. I also do want to keep it a buck. I privately texted Jynxzi, and I apologized. And I'm going to publicly apologize to Jynxzi because he's right. And anybody who thinks he isn't right, you're incorrect. When no streamers were answering the phone, I came through, XQC came through. It was a good experience for the most part. And it wasn't right. Looking back, it wasn't right. Looking back, it wasn't, it wasn't good pressuring people. It made a lot of streamers look bad. And I do apologize for that as well.
His conditional apology to MrBeast was one sentence, and it has not changed since he said it. Show the proof of the water. That sentence is the cleanest possible articulation of how simple the resolution to this situation actually is. Show the documentation. Everything else follows from that one action. He has not done it. The reason Adin taking accountability before MrBeast did matter is not because Adin is a role model or because his history makes him someone whose apologies carry particular weight. It matters because he participated in the exact mechanism that Jynxzi was describing. He was on that call. He was cracking jokes about Kai alongside MrBeast. He was pushing creators in his network to donate. He was part of the pressure system. And when the questions started arriving about where the money went, he did not deflect or go quiet or threaten anyone. He said he was wrong. He apologized to the people he pressured, and he asked the same question everyone else was asking. That sequence, acknowledging your role, apologizing to the people affected, and still asking for accountability from the person with the most to answer for, is a more coherent response to a difficult situation than anything MrBeast has produced since this became a public conversation. MrBeast's response to Adin Ross asking where the wells were was to threaten legal action for defamation. Adin found out through a text. His response was not to back down.
Oh, my bad. You talk about the MrBeast Prismil? Bro, I got a text about threatening legal. Try it, bro. Please try it. I swear, bro, I'm begging. Because the motherfuckers that threatened to push legal today, I will win. And you got money, so it's great. Like, please try it, bro. Allegedly, in my opinion, I say it. Rock Nation gave me a fucking key. Try it. I'm not worried or bothered at all.
The legal threat is the detail I have not been able to move past since reading through all of this. Not because it proves fraud, it does not. A defamation threat is a legal tool, not a confession, but because of what it reveals about the relationship between the question and the answer. Adin Ross was not claiming the charity was fraudulent. He was not making specific allegations about where the money went. He was asking where the wells were. That is a factual question with a verifiable answer. If the answer is that the wells exist, you show the documentation and the conversation ends. If the answer is that the wells do not yet exist, but are in progress, you show the progress reports and the timeline, and the conversation becomes a different kind of conversation. The response to a factual question with a verifiable answer is not a lawsuit. The response to a factual question with a verifiable answer is the answer. A lawsuit is what happens when the answer is not something you want produced in a legal proceeding. Multiple people arrived at this conclusion independently and immediately. If MrBeast sues for defamation, he will have to prove in court that the wells exist. exist. That is not a threat he benefits from following through on if the wells do not exist. And if the wells do exist, showing the documentation publicly would have ended this entire conversation months ago without any legal fees. XQC's position in all of this is worth presenting fairly because it starts in one place and ends somewhere more honest. His initial take was that Jynxzi could have just said he donates privately and avoided the whole situation without making it a big deal. He pointed out that people who said that on the stream did not get particular grief for it.
As much as I want to agree with Jynxzi as best as I can, right? I agree with what he says, right? But the way out of it is like a really simple solution. Like if you get called up, I think you could just say, like a lot of people did, yo, I just donate privately and shit like that. Oh, that's a cool cause. Good job, guys. I really like the stream. I keep it up. And I usually keep my donations private so that it's just the way it operates. And then people and nobody really blinked an eye about people who said that.
That is a fair observation in isolation. However, it falls apart when you apply it to the actual documented outcomes. Cenat did not make a scene. He used what is arguably the quietest possible version of no. He simply did not donate. And he still received weeks of public hate, while MrBeast's own stream amplified that hate by cracking jokes about him alongside XQC and Adin. The idea that a clean, consequence-free exit was always available does not match what actually happened to the person who most clearly tried to use one. XQC went further than his initial take though, and what he said beyond it is the more significant part of his position. He confirmed that he was uncomfortable with the methods while the stream was still live. Not in hindsight, not after the controversy, during it.
I said it while it was live and I said it afterwards. I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought that the methods were a little bit too much. And not just a little bit, it was way too much. I said it at the time when it was still live that I was uncomfortable with it. After, and I said it multiple times, that I think that the method was just not okay. Like, just the fact that recalling and re-bringing up somebody and then going back onto the same people, I think it was too much. And I think the reading the room was just not happening. And I also feel like, and I think MrBeast knows this already, like the reading the room of that room with me and Adin was not good either. Like, me and Adin kept pausing and looking at each other and looking at him as in like, yo, can we do like a read the room check? And it's like he would just not connect. You can go back into the VOD at least 10 times. We pause, I look at Adin, I look at him, and there's a pause, and he doesn't read the room. And I think it's just maybe a YouTube personality or you think like, and then when he said, oh, let's extend the stream, and then I pause, I'm like, yeah, we could do that. And I look at Adin, and then he's like, so basically we're in. And I'm like, well, I need to kind of look at some stuff to see if we can do it. Oh, so we're gonna get in there and do that then. So we're gonna. And I'm like, yeah. Well, bro, you know what I mean? Like, bro, it's like read the room checks, and like
reading in between the lines.
Whether that is the most charitable possible interpretation of what happened, or the accurate one, depends on how you read the rest of the story. If MrBeast genuinely could not read those signals, then the methods were still wrong, but the intent behind them becomes more ambiguous. If he could read them, and kept going anyway, then the picture is significantly less flattering. This brings me to the thing that connects everything in both parts of this story. MrBeast has been building a specific public image for years, the generous giant. The person who gives away cars and houses and life-changing surgeries. The philanthropist who just wants to do good in the world. That image is his most valuable asset, and it is worth something completely separate from the generosity it is meant to represent. When he runs a charity fundraiser, the brand benefits regardless of whether the wells get built. It benefits more when the fundraiser is enormous, public, and permanently attached to his name. The financial incentive to make Team Water large and visible and associated with MrBeast is not a side effect of the charity. It is the primary structural reason the charity was designed the way it was. He could have funded the entire $40 million himself. He has the money. He did not fund it himself because $40 million of other people's money raised in a public pressure campaign is a different kind of asset than $40 million of his own money spent quietly. The public version builds the legacy. The private version builds wells. And the brand has always been more valuable to him than the wells. Jynxzi identified this months before anyone else in his position was willing to name it. He was ignored, and then slowly, one by one, the people who had been in that room with MrBeast started saying the same thing. Adin admitted the methods were wrong and apologized to the people he pressured. XQC confirmed the discomfort was real and visible during the stream itself. Nobody has shown proof of the wells, and the response to being asked where the wells are has been a deflecting tweet and a lawsuit threat. The channel raises $40 million. The person threatens to sue someone for asking where the money went. Those are the same human beings. And the gap between them is exactly what Jynxzi was pointing at from the beginning. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more deep dives. See you in the next one.